What's good? What's good? This the Fuck to God Forbid podcast. Shouts out to everybody coming through. This the Fuck the Government podcast. I think it's episode 43. I think it's 43. I think it's episode 43. I'm not really sure. I think it's episode 43, 42, 43. I'll change it in the comments. I'm hot. But we got a lot of shit to talk about, man, about Israel and shit. You know, like really, I really kind of don't want to talk about it. I really kind of don't want to cover Israel. Because you know why I really kind of don't want to cover it? Because I already know what's going on. Oh, snap, what's good? Much love. I did not mean to press this goddamn, this thing right here. Like new streaming, no, look at I'll level up. Check out streaming on to get a $10 discount. I didn't mean to press that. I'm motherfucking, you know, I got big ass hands and shit. I meant to type in much love. What's good? Crystal in the building. Crystal is cool. I hope you staying cool because it is a scorcher here in Detroit. It's like 94 degrees. It was 96 degrees in the shade. We hot. Oh yeah, in the shade. It was 96 degrees in the shade. We hot. Oh yeah, in the shade. It's not as bad as San Jose. All right, that's what's up. I think y'all used to the heat. You know what I'm saying? I think it's, you know, like I think y'all used to it. But San Jose, California. Shouts out. Much love. Much love to Crystal. It's cool. Shouts out to you. We're about to get off into the Israel conflict. And I'll be telling people, like, if anybody want to understand Israel, look up the origins and the people involved. Watch the movie Wag the Dog and look up the Smith Month Act. But today we're going to get off into a good brother named Shahid Bozeman. You know, I think I covered his videos before. And he's on it. He's on point. You know, like he is definitely on point. You know, much love to Crystal is cool. When I destroy this world, you will be the goddess of the new one. You know. Now, let's get off into a quick track real quick. Before we get started. For the government, dog. Let's kick in they dough.
To the dough, what you gon' do when I kick in the dough? What you gon' do when I kick in the dough? What you gon' do when I kick in the dough? What you gon' do when I kick in the dough? What you gon' do when I kick in the dough? What you gon' do when I kick in the dough? With a phone, the brains all down to the soul. I don't even know how to start this, so I'ma just go retarded. Kick in the head from a motherfucking market. 30-man houses, rap the carpet. Don't be a target, pull you back in the carpet. Throw your ass in the garbage, just get started. I cover the bombardment, this new purge, I'ma cause it. Go like a faucet. Put a bomb on the body, throw the motherfucker in the lobby. Fuck you, globalistic, get body. I'm the apocalypse, you can't stop me. I'm gonna hit you hard like Rocky. Head to the pit, but still a Bugatti. Go and kill the Illuminati. Take this land back, just watch me. Kick in the dough. What you gonna do when I kick in your dough? What you gonna do when I kick in your dough? What you gonna do when I kick in your dough? What you gonna do when I kick in your dough? What you gonna do when I kick in your dough? What you gonna do when I kick in your dough? With a combo fold and your brains all down to the soul. I don't even know how to start this, so I'ma just aim at a target. With that fattest blood, don't spark it. Snipe your ass from my apartment, just like that movie warning. Bullet knock his head wide open. You can't bring the pain, you ain't know it. Watch me flood the world and it's over. And your president ain't shit. And your dictator's a bitch. Ministers of fruit cake, that nigga sucking a dick. All you people gonna get chipped. RFID chipping your bitch. And your vaccines ain't shit. People still gonna get sick. Damn. Kick in the dough. What you gonna do when I kick in the dough? What you gonna do when I kick in the dough? What you gonna do when I kick in the dough? What you gonna do when I kick in the dough? What you gonna do when I kick in the dough? What you gonna do when I kick in the dough? With a combo fold, let the brains all down to the soul. Kick in the dough. What you you gonna do when I take it to go? What you gonna do when I take it to go? What you gonna do when I take it to go? What you gonna do when I take it to go? What you gonna do when I take it to go? What you gonna do when I take it to go? With a phone phone phone, the waves on down to the soul. Rock it out. I can get you to 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 rock it out.
Much love, Krista, with the Cash App. I think that's a Cash App notification. Oh, shouts out to Krista for the Revolutionary Fund. And guess I was talking about a Revolutionary Fund too. I was like, you know, the revolution must be funded. We got to get some land and some freedom tools. We need some land and freedom tools. All right, we're gonna play another track. I don't think I can leave out and check it and accept it. I gotta play something, and then I'm gonna be right back here. We're gonna play one more track, and then we're gonna get in. Yep, the revolution, right? Gotta be funded.
Mastering the forces, chartering the courses. Showing no remorse when I light you like some torches. Flames is enormous, burning universes. Cosmic entities having run into some churches. Burst through the curtains, singing looking nervous. Took a fair wife, ripped the soul from her cervix. Yeah, it's picture perfect, like a bad bitch with a Birkin. The job description is a surgeon. Rip the excursion, smoking weed while I'm sipping bourbon. Burning philosophies of Tyler Durden. What's the rule of Fight Club? Don't treat it like a nightclub. Tell my fucking secrets, you'll be out like a light bulb. Cold with the sniper. Randy Orton, bitch, I'm the Viper. You better dodge, bitch, I'ma bite ya. Cosmic maneuvers, gotta use mantras and the mudras. The bad bitch can use the Kama Sutra. Baby, I salute ya. Put your mouth on it like a hookah. She 5'6" and got some bazookas. Fly up to Cuba, train to be a mercenary shooter. And come back and label me a ruler. I need me a suitor, a tall Russian chick that's a cougar. Assassin bitch that carry a Ruger. Hand me the vodka. I think she said her name was Natasha. I had to scratch her name off the roster. Smoking like a Rasta. Shot him dead while he eating pasta. They found out the goon was a mobster, but I'm the monster. Decapitate you all with an Oscar. The gruesome scene will rearrange your posture. Fasten up the opera, but I got away in the chopper. Before I left his brains on the locker. Knocked out the copper. Revolutionary spitting proper. We kicking heads off like a soccer. Scorching.
You know, shouts out to Big Dog Billy OG. Shouts out to Crystal again. Thank you for the Cash App. Much love on the Revolutionary Funds. Now, before we get to Shaheed Bozeman, we're gonna get off into some history real quick. I'm gonna try to speed up the voice so we can try to get through this. We ain't gonna be here too long, but I do got 3 videos. The first video, we're going back to Arnold Crook. Richard fucking Nixon.
In your book, and you say that you've said it many times when you were president of the United States, that no president is ever going to desert Israel. Right?
Correct. I put it more bluntly. I said, as I told congressional leaders during the 1973 Yom Kippur War, no American president will let Israel go down the tube. Democrat.
Now, shouts out to Jordan, because Jordan brought this to my attention. And like after my video, I had to go look it up and see. I was like, holy shit, I got to play this. So like, shout out to Jordan Ankrum Universe. Like, he was on one of my, I feature on a track, Live It Up and Read a Revolution. Time for a Revolution, and that When You Know, You Know. That's Jordan. That was when I left the comment and said that Nixon said that no one is ever going to desert Israel. Shouts out to Mike Dollar, the bad guy. Everybody want to point their finger and say, that's the bad guy. You need people like me.
A Republican. It's not an issue.
That is stated fairly categorically, and yet in your book you make it clear at the same time that Israel really is not of any enormous strategic value to the United States anymore.
That's correct.
So why then would the United States continue to burden itself with huge loans, in some cases outright grants, to the Israelis, jeopardize possibly young American fighting men, when there is no strategic value involved, or little strategic
Because the United States is concerned by more than strategic values. That's me.
Or their strategic values. Well, I wonder. I wonder. Do you know what this means? To find those oil fields. Dun, 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 dun. And we're going under the ground, transporting kids. Oh, don't sue me.
Maybe a weakness, but it's the way we are. And there are moral issues involved here. We don't have an alliance with Israel, as you know.
Moral issues involved. We don't. What is the moral issues? How about mind your own goddamn business? How about that? Catch me outside. How about that? How about mind your own goddamn business? Or most importantly,
Man, sit your dumb ass down and shut
An ally of the United States in a technical sense. But we have a bond to Israel that's much stronger. It's a moral commitment. A moral commitment because of what happened during the Holocaust, and a moral commitment because it is a democracy, the only democracy in that area. And under the circumstances, that is why American presidents and the American people in the future will support all out the survival of Israel if it's attacked.
You've always been a
so that's some bullshit.
Man, sit your dumb ass down and shut
Like, I'm talking about like real shit. After the Holocaust, we just need to be over there. They're like, we just gotta protect these innocent motherfuckers. How about this? Anybody remember Project Paperclip? That's all I gotta say. Project Paperclip. Look that shit up. Shouts out to Ray. Shouts out to Drake Cobb's music. We're going a little history and shit. We do a little history. This is the first video Richard Nixon, I am not a crook. During his time, the motherfucking Black Panthers raided his offices, and we found the COINTEL profiles talking about they afraid of a black messiah. Black messiah. They words, not mine. They afraid of a brother like me rising up from poverty, rallying up some motherfucking people and taking back our fucking land. These are not my words. These are theirs. Shouts out to Texas. Power and peace to the cosmic family. That's right. I'm working on a book called Cosmic and the Planes of Existence. I still got to finish it. I got to get back to it. America, like I got the oil, but I want your oil and I want all the oil. It's like, yeah, but I want us to get Red's money.
great, tough, pragmatic man. And I just wonder if you were the president of Israel and you heard Richard Nixon talking that way, or for that matter, heard any sitting American president talk that way, and say, but there's really no strategic value anymore, how much faith would you place in that kind of a moral commitment if push really came to shove?
If I were the president of Israel, I put a great deal of faith in it because of the track record of the United States, and also because
the track record of the United States.
Man, sit your dumb ass down and shut
Track record of the United States. Let's go. Contra. Let's go. Panama Canal. Let's go. All those other countries that motherfucking America has fucked over that couldn't even fucking defend themselves. Man.
Man, sit your dumb ass down and shut
But know that that is the way the American people are. There is no doubt whatever.
Salute,
Our
enemy's
commitment to
brother.
Israel.
Brother Nasir in the building, shouts out. Like, that was the end of that. I just wanted to go back in time and be like, Richard Nixon was like, nigga, all the presidents is gonna fuck with Israel. Now to the fucking future. Now we about to go to another spot.
Let's talk about this.
I really did not want to talk about this Israel shit. I really didn't, because to me personally, it's a distraction for what's going on over there with brother Ibrahim. I stand with Ibrahim. They don't want to put this motherfucker in the news because it'll bring the spirit of revolution in this bitch. So I'm gonna just get this shit on out the way, talk about Israel. But my eyes are over there on Burkina Faso. My eyes are on Russia and fucking China and the rest of the BRIC shit. My eyes is on the UN. My eyes is on the WEF. My eyes is on the motherfucking enemy. Art of fucking war. Know thy enemy, motherfucker. And most importantly, know thyself and know what you're capable of and know what you got to do to survive in these motherfucking situations, shit, that we dealing with. I fucks with the WWE. These motherfuckers going to Saudi Arabia, and due to the incidents that happen, we might not even have a Night of Champions. But who want to watch the Night of Champions? Because it's all whack. It's like, goddamn, 5 matches? What happened to 8? But anyway, that's a whole other story. Hashtag fire Triple H and The Rock. Motherfuckers $3 billion in debt. Yeah, you ain't know that. They're gonna have to call for Vince. Like, yo, Vince, can a nigga get along? I am your son. I am fucking your daughter. It's your man's Triple H. But anyway, that's a whole other motherfucking story. Exactly. That's right. Peace and prosperity, brother Nasir. That's right. Shouts out to everybody. The squad is in the building. We are here. And ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. Oh, god damn, Diddy. Damn, you gotta say pause for singing a hook. Yo, I can't lie. That would have never popped in my head if that hook wasn't catchy back in the day. I'm sorry. But I ain't gonna say it's Bad Boy for life. Bad Boy died after Biggie. Biggie Smalls is the wickedness. Anyway, let's go. About to go now. How Israel was created.
Let's start with the obvious question. Why were the British making promises about other people's countries? Short answer, empire is one hell of a drug. This was World War I, and the British were making lots of promises. In addition to promising a Jewish homeland in Palestine, they promised Arab leaders independence if they rose up against Britain's enemy, the Ottoman Empire. The Arabs did. Hollywood even made a movie about it.
Arabia's for the Arabs now. That's what I've told them anyway. That's what they think. That's why they're fighting.
Oh, surely.
A month after Balfour's letter, British troops took Palestine, ending 400 years of Ottoman rule. The people who lived there were Arabs, mostly Muslims, but there were Christian and Jewish minorities too. There was also a tiny number of European Jews who in the late 1800s had started building small colonies there. At a time when many Jews were suffering horrific persecution in Europe, they felt Palestine could be an escape. The idea of building up a Jewish presence in Palestine became known as Zionism, but it stayed a fringe movement among European Jews. Many of them felt they shouldn't have to leave their country.
Zionism, key word of the day. Now, I also said, when you're looking up this shit to understand what the fuck going on, understand the origin of what's going on, we're going through that now. Read Albert Pike, World War III. Watch the movie Wag the Dog and read the Smith-Monk Act. All this will come full circle with your overstanding, understanding, outerstanding, long as y'all standing on the truth. Let's go.
Countries to avoid persecution. But Zionism as a political movement took a big step forward with an Austrian man called Theodor Herzl. And this guy is a very important name in this story. In 1896, he published Der Judenstaat, or in English, The Jewish State. In it, he said the only way for Jews to avoid Europe's anti-Semitism was not just to leave, but to have their own country. And Herzl didn't just write. The next year, he organized a conference in Basel, Switzerland, the first Zionist Congress. The attendees agreed on a program which sought, among other things, to establish...
Uh-oh. When you talk about Jay Cargill was looking good in that league, yo, Jay Cargill, you already know it, you know. But my girl Liv Morgan, dog. My girl is Liv Morgan. You know what I'm saying? She's just fucking hot. She's just fucking hot. You know. But Jay Cargill, that is like a goddess of storms. Like, you know, like I'm a god of storms. You know, like she could, like she can play a goddess. You know what I'm saying? And plus, like she's strong, she's powerful in the ring. You know, like Bianca Belair, cool. Naomi, I like her heel turn. You know, and she's she just won that Money in the Bank, so you know she about to go for the belt. She about to cash in and go after whoever got that fucking belt. But anyway, that's off topic. That was a little sidebar. But when Dude said Jade Cargill, you know, that kind of caught me off guard. You know, like just getting back into this shit, you know, like a year ago, because it's been a minute since I watched wrestling, because I stopped watching like around like 2009 or like 2010, because I was all in the UFC, like UFC, seeing niggas get knocked out for real. That's the shit. But anyway, yeah. But last time was like 2011, 2010, 2011, 2012, like somewhere around that area. You credit niggas backers, guys are the same league, different teams. It's like, you ain't lying. You already know. Yeah, I like the bad Naomi with the red. Yeah, you know, I like that heel turn. I like the heel turn. I didn't like the promo that she had in the ring with Bianca, but like I love the heel turn on how she is and that shit, you know. So it's pretty cool. But my girl Liv Morgan, dog, freak accident. She's injured. I'm heated about that. You know what I'm saying? And those chicks on NXT, I like that chick Kalani, Jay, whatever her name is. She cold. She a high flyer. I love her flying ass. We flying all over that bitch. And what's that girl, Stephanie Valkyrie? Ooh, that gothic witch-looking chick. She can get it too.
A Jewish homeland in Palestine and promote Jewish settlement in Palestine. From here on out, the Zionist movement became very active, setting up funds to promote Jewish immigration to Palestine, companies to buy land there, and recruiting representatives to advocate for their cause with different governments. A few days after the conference, Herzl wrote this in his diary.
At Basel, I founded a Jewish state. In 5 years, perhaps, and certainly in...
Huge side note, I'm not objectifying women. I love how they are in the ring. I just want to get that out there. I love how they are in the ring, and I love how they look, and I love when all that shit come together in the storyline. Let me get that out the way. But yes, will they cheeks be clapped? Yes.
50 years, everyone will perceive it.
He was only off by 1 year. Okay, so that is a lot of history, but it's important because the Zionist movement is a critical part of the story going forward, especially after it found a friend in the British government, where a lot of high-ranking officials supported Zionism, sometimes for unexpected reasons. Prime Minister Lloyd George, for example, was a Christian zealot who believed gathering the Jewish people in Palestine would bring Jesus Christ back to earth. Others, like Balfour, believed that getting the Jewish people out of Europe and into their own country would be a good thing. Herzl was pretty visionary when he wrote that the anti-Semitic nations will become our allies. Meanwhile, the Zionists assured Britain that their future country would be a reliable ally.
Yes, this is all going to that Albert Pike World War III shit. Because the World War III is about the Zionists versus those the other motherfuckers. But it's all in the Middle East. You know what I'm saying? What does Zionism got to do with Britain making motherfucking pardons? Not pardons, but fuck that Balfour Declaration. Yeah, there you go. There you go. I ain't that high, y'all.
So that's the backstory of how European anti-Semitism, Zionism, and British imperialism all led to the Balfour Declaration, this British promise to build a homeland for Jews in Palestine.
Just to build a home for Jews in a place that belongs to someone else. If I was the king and had power, I would obliterate everybody that comes to my land.
Now we're going to look at how Britain did that. World War I had been a conflict between rival empires, and the winner set up the League of Nations to distribute the losing side's territories between them. They called it the Mandate System. putting territories once controlled by the Ottoman and German empires under the, quote, tutelage of advanced nations until they became independent. Britain was given the mandate over Palestine, but the Palestinian people were never asked what they wanted or what independence would look like to them.
Exactly. Who the fuck are y'all to come to my land talking about we about to do this and do that, and y'all got to motherfucking get down and lay down? Nigga, man, it would have been bloodshed in those goddamn streets, man. But I don't know what it is with people. Like, I don't know what mechanism in the motherfucker body that make a nigga not fight back tyranny. It's like, let me just go to religion and let me just believe in my government. I don't want to fight. Now, I understand why most people don't want to fight. At the end of the day, you can ask anybody in this fucking chat, in this fucking world, do you want a war? And everybody in this bitch would say no. No one wants war. No one wants bloodshed. No one wants to see death walking through this bitch. Like,
and I don't mean it metaphorically or rhetorically or poetically or theoretically or in any other fancy way. I'm death. Straight up.
no one wants to see that motherfucker. I got time for that. You know what I'm saying? We all trying to live in peace, harmony, and all this shit. Shouts out to No. Hashtag fuck the government. And I keep on forgetting. We say fuck the government because they're killing us through the food, through the water, through the air, through disease. You don't believe me? Fluoride in your water, look it up. GMOs in your food, look it up. Chemtrails with a whole bunch of shit that I can't even spell, falling out the sky, making them the fucker sick. And we got the CDC making the motherfucking shit to kill your ass like some Resident Evil shit. Now we can keep going.
Listen to what Balfour wrote to one of his colleagues.
For in Palestine, we do not propose even to go through the form of consulting the wishes of the present inhabitants of the country.
Instead, it was the Zionists who were consulted about what their vision for Palestine was, and so the mandate ended up incorporating not just the Balfour Declaration, but several clauses requiring Britain to ensure the establishment of a Jewish home in Palestine. British rule was very accommodating to the Zionist project. The Jewish community in Palestine grew with big waves of immigration. They had their own schools and factories and even their own militia, the Haganah, and they were led by the Polish-born David Ben-Gurion, the leader of their representative body, the Jewish Agency. To the Palestinians, it was clear that Britain wasn't delivering them independence. It was delivering their country to other people. In 1936,
boom. And then a motherfucker should have motherfucker saw that shit the moment they stepped foot on their doorstep. You know what I'm saying? But these motherfuckers are only going to motherfucking nations that can't defend themselves on some real shit. That's what it look like to me. Look at America's track record. Look at America's track record. America, fuck yeah. Coming here to save the motherfucking day. Ain't saving shit. They destroyed every goddamn thing and started cheering at the end. Yeah, we took down the enemy. And all the people crying and shit. They lost families and shit.
They went on strike. British forces tried to break the strike with arrests, torture, mass punishment, and executions.
Yeah, to the people that's like, y'all fucking up my country. I'm trying to speak out, but I get locked up, killed, and all that. Fuck this government. Fuck the government, fuck the royal elites, fuck the royal family, and fuck the queen, king. All these motherfuckers can catch one. All these motherfuckers. I am
fucking scorched earth, motherfucker. I will massacre you. I will fuck you up.
For real.
You're thinking you better think again, otherwise I'm gonna have to head down there and I will rain down on a godly fucking firestorm upon you. You're gonna have to call the fucking United Nations and get a fucking binding resolution to keep me from fucking destroying you.
That's how I fucking feel. What's good, my brother? USA equals end of the world. It's the end of the world, and we know it. It's the end of the world, and we know it. Sing it with me. It's the end of the world, and we know it. And I feel fine because I'm shooting the motherfucking fed in his face. Allegedly.
Were exiled, weapons confiscated, and houses blown up. Palestinian fighters attacked British and Jewish.
Yeah, they blew up my fucking house for speaking out against this bitch ass motherfucking foreigner that came to my land talking about we about to give it to some other Jews. I mean, damn. baby hats. Shit. I think I might get a strike for this video, y'all. But at least y'all here to witness the experience.
Targets, while British and Haganah forces would carry out joint raids on Palestinian villages. Something had to change. The British government sent a commission called the Peel Commission to figure it out, but their proposed solution was typical. Just draw another British line on the map, divide the country, give this part to the Jews and this part to the Palestinians, and make that part of Transjordan next door. Oh, and because the Palestinians were a majority in the country, 250,000 of them would have to be removed by force to make the Jewish state viable. Remember?
250,000 had to be moved by force. That's what I'm saying. They're only fucking with motherfuckers that can't defend themselves. What if it was 250,000 motherfucking armed Palestinians? They'll be forming another fucking strategy. Man, real shit. Life really feel for the people that's across this world that has to deal with this tyranny. So this is why I want this message to spread all across the world. Gangs of the world, unite. Set aside differences and take down your fucking government. This is the Fuck the Government podcast, episode 43.
Remember, these were the proposals that were meant to calm things down. Spoiler, they didn't. Instead, the revolt continued until 1939, by which time about 10% of Palestine's adult male population had either been killed, injured, arrested, or exiled. The British government really needed a solution. So here comes another report.
The commission is studying the 20-year-old Jewish settlements in British-mandated Palestine.
The 1939 white paper created a conflict between the British and the Zionists for the first time because it rejected partition and said the solution was for Palestine to gain independence within 10 years, with everyone living there sharing it together. Crucially, it also imposed severe limits on Jewish land purchases and immigration. To the Zionists, this felt like a betrayal. In response, some set off bombs across the country, killing dozens of Palestinians. But soon, everyone was distracted by something much bigger. More than 60 million people were killed in World War II, including 6 million Jews murdered in Nazi death camps. Jewish survivors fled Europe, with a large number of them trying to find safety in Palestine.
I'm saying 60 million. I think that's a goddamn lie. Well, I heard it was 6 million. 60. I heard it was like 6 million. Motherfucker saying 60 million. But like, even if it was though, that's still a lot of people. That's still a lot of motherfucking people that could have been armed to take down these evil motherfuckers. Real shit.
Despite the British limit on Jewish immigration. This set off a more direct confrontation between the Zionists and the British, with Palestinians often targeted as well. The Zionists knew two things. Militarily, they were stronger than the Palestinians, and Britain was exhausted by World War II, so it wouldn't have the stomach to keep fighting in Palestine. They were right. In 1947, after 30 years of occupation, Britain announced it was quitting Palestine and asked the newly formed United Nations to
think about that. 30 years of occupation. Real shit. 30 years of occupation. If I was a military motherfucker and I ran a country, man, nigga, I'm not about to motherfucker put on a 30-year occupation. That means I want the whole fucking country. If I'm playing that game, I want the whole fucking country. 30 years? I got soldiers, infiltrators, motherfucking stealth bombers, snipers, RPG spots, towers and shit. Like, man, nigga, you might as well just take the whole fucking thing. What the fucking 30-year occupation? Like, oh yeah, we want to act like we are nice and cool with the people, but behind closed doors, you fucking them raw. Pause.
clean up its mess. All right, 1947 and 1948 are the most pivotal years in this story. So let's take a look at how things are lining up. During British rule, Jews had gone from 10% to 30% of the population and owned about 6% of the land. Under Ben-Gurion's leadership, the Jewish Agency was pretty much functioning as a government for the Jewish community. And the Zionist militias had tens of thousands of soldiers, modern weapons, and officers who'd already fought in World War II. On the other side, the Palestinians hadn't been allowed to develop their own administration or military. But as they waited for the UN solution, they were still the majority all over the country. In November 1947, the UN, then only made up of a fraction of the world's countries, voted to partition Palestine. This plan marked off 55% of the country for a Jewish state, but the UN never explained how it could be a Jewish state when half the people in its territory were Palestinian.
Right. There is no explaining, nigga. It's called hostile takeover, nigga. It's like you come into a person's land and just murder, rape, and pillage and shit. And at the same time, you're talking nice to them. Like, I don't get it. I really don't fucking get it. I do get it. I do get it. These motherfuckers are just evil. and real shit on a motherfucking lowest common sense level. We all gotta live on this planet together. How come we all can't use our money, manpower, and resources and intellect to make a fucking powerful utopian world? And all these weapons will be against aliens that come to our planet on some dumb shit. How come we just can't be a dog ass Earth? Rather, if it's flat, round on a spaceship, floating on a turtle, speck of dust in space, whatever the fuck. How come we all can't just get along?
But he surprised Palestinians, and in fact, all Arabs rejected the UN's plan. Ben Gurion and the Zionist leadership accepted, but they saw an opportunity. With the British on the way out, the Zionists knew they would have the strongest military in Palestine. Their forces were instructed to seize more territory than they'd been awarded by the UN, and to do what was necessary to reduce the number of Palestinians in it. In cities like Haifa, the militia set off car bombs in Palestinian neighborhoods. They attacked villages and forced residents out.
Haganah troops have driven the Arabs out of the beleaguered city, taking many prisoners.
After inspecting parts of western Jerusalem that had been emptied of Palestinians, Ben Gurion said,
In many Arab neighborhoods in the West, you do not see even one Arab. If we persist, it is quite possible that in the next 6 or 8 months, there will be considerable changes in the country, and to our advantage.
One of the events that helped speed up these changes,
And to our advantage. That sound like an evil motherfucker saying that shit or writing that shit. Like, yes, we're gonna get these motherfuckers off this land. Like, like real shit, man. If God exists, he ain't helped the people that believe in him over there. No matter what God it is. This shit happened all over the goddamn fucking place. Where the fuck was God after coming down and save him? It don't matter what God you worship. Where the fuck was he, she, great mother, great father, whatever you want to call it? Where the fuck were they? Why is this world full of pain and fucking suffering? And how come fighting back is a problem? Fuck that. If you want to say it's a battle between good versus evil, so let it be. But me, I think good and evil is a state of motherfucking mind, because at the end of the day, we got to kill a motherfucking evil person in order to take back this motherfucking land. So we got to really get over the moral dogma in our own fucking mind and just be ruthless and know who the enemy is, attack the enemy with precision and strategic abilities, and we can take back this motherfucking land. Just destroy the power structures, replace it with people that we know, and the people can be free. All thing the people got to do is just motherfucking not go to work and pay taxes and bills and shit. Grow your own motherfucking food. We'll go back to the barter system. And if y'all still want to use the money, we'll go back to 1998 prices. How about that? We'll go back to the time of 1998. Certain states gonna be like, fuck it, we'll go 2000. We'll do 2002 prices. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. We will think of something. We always have found a way, because you know why? In the words of Morpheus from the Matrix, we're still here.
took place on April 9th, 1948, when the village of Deir Yassin was attacked. A British government report to the United Nations describes the scene. 250 people were killed in circumstances of great savagery. Women and children were stripped, lined up, photographed, and then slaughtered by automatic firing. The story of what happened at Deir Yassin set off panic all over the country. As news spread, people fled, fearing they would be next. Historians have recorded dozens of similar massacres during this period. Each time, they would result in entire communities fleeing. By the time Britain ended its mandate on May 15th, 1948, 250,000 Palestinians had fled. The night before, David Ben Gurion announced the founding of the State of Israel, with himself as its first prime minister. He was standing under a giant portrait of Herzl, 51 years after Herzl had predicted this very moment. The Zionist militias came together as the newly formed Israel Defense Forces, but the fighting wasn't over. With the British out of the way, soldiers from several Arab countries entered Palestine. But the Israeli army was better equipped, better organized, and unlike the Arab armies, had a unified command and backing from several European countries. Israeli forces pushed into places that the UN had assigned to the Palestinian state, like the towns of Lidda and Ramle. 50,000 people were forced to flee from there, many on foot, in what became known as the Lidda Death March. After being emptied, the towns were given Hebrew names, Lod and Ramla. Like in many other empty towns, the buildings and homes were taken over by the new Israeli state and given to Jews. By the time the UN secured an armistice, 3/4 of the Palestinian people had become refugees.
Man, fuck the bullshit. I don't know why anybody is not thinking about a revolution that was over there. You know what I'm saying? I understand y'all might not have the weaponry or the resources, but goddamn, if y'all strategic enough and solid enough, y'all might have to turn the Palestinian ninjas in this bitch. Or do some infiltration shit, join the military and motherfucker, you know, like get some good citizenship, you know, to get your way in and motherfucker slice some generals' throats. That's how I would have did it. And I would have been a fucking hero of Palestine. He was like, this motherfucker fought. Nigga, I've been fighting niggas since World War II, motherfucker. Died at 70, nigga. Died at 70. Taking down a fucking baby hat general that don't belong over there in Israel. and give Israel back to fucking Palestine. You know what I'm saying? But a person will look at that, you know, like a person that loves the government, they'll look at that and be like, you love Palestine and shit. I'm like, nigga, I don't fuck with either country. We're supposed to be minding our own goddamn business and taking care of what the fuck going over here with this goddamn inflation.
In Arabic, they call this the Nakba, literally the catastrophe. The new state of Israel made up 78% of what had been Palestine. The remaining parts were annexed by Jordan or taken over by Egypt. A year later, the UN passed a resolution calling for all Palestinian refugees to be allowed to return home. They never have been. Palestine had been erased. In the decades since, attempts to resolve...
And you see that, and you heard that, and we look at our country. Look, our fucking heritage, our language, our name has been fucking erased. Everybody proud to be an American. At least I know I'm free, right? Fuck all that shit. Fuck all that shit.
Man, sit your dumb ass down and
It's time for a revolution. It's time for a motherfucking revolution.
Scorched earth, motherfucker! I will massacre you! I will fuck you up!
Hashtag fuck the government. Palestine's the plan for all countries, yep. Or, you know, or China, more or less, or China, right? Still, I blame the church and the monarchy first and foremost. Oh, yeah, because real shit, if a motherfucker let go of the church and the fucking dogma that comes with it, basically the part of thou shalt not kill part, yeah, is that part that really motherfucking got motherfuckers like fucked up. And you know, what's real crazy is how motherfucking colonizers came over here and enslaved this whole fucking goddamn land, murder, rape, pillage, and shit, and said, here, Jesus, God said we're supposed to be doing this shit. Read Deuteronomy. It says it. Look. Therefore, thou shalt serve thine enemy. Yeah, you see, this Deuteronomy. And still a lot of fear. Motherfuckers don't have the power to defend themselves. Shit crazy, man. Hashtag fuck the government.
This conflict have again tried to partition the land. With each successive attempt, the territory offered to Palestinians in their historic homeland shrinks even more. Ironically, Israel is still struggling to maintain the population advantage it gained in 1948 when it forced all those people out, because in 1967, it occupied the West Bank and Gaza, bringing all the Palestinians living there under its rule. And so today, the population of Jews and non-Jews in this land is roughly equal. But those living under occupation have no rights, no citizenship, and no prospect of independence. The Nakba-era tactics of settlement, home demolitions, and expulsion are still used against them. Israel has taken the land but wants nothing to do with the millions under its rule. International, Israeli, and Palestinian human rights groups say this system is a form of apartheid. To see if that's an accurate description of Israel more than 100 years after Balfour's Promise, watch this video here.
Yeah, and read the book America Apartheid too. Read that. Read that shit. Read that book, America Apartheid, that shit. Woo. Now, we have the meat and potatoes of the video. It's time to get off into my brother Shahid Bolson. And he about to talk for about like 28 minutes. I'm going to speed this shit up so the shit can get chopped down to hopefully 20.
With both a dash cam
But
and an
before we do that, we need to get off into a track. We need to get off into a song real quick. We need to get off into a song real quick.
It's the groundbreaking new product from Nexus Base. No installation, no wiring needed.
Revolution. Let's get it. It's what it is. Revolution. Hey. You know what it is. This is the revolution. Time for the high school. Captain called the crew up. They pulled up, gave him a bag. Nigga suit up, smoke on the bag. Blunts bigger than the tuba. Loaded the mag. For the brains, they gon' scoop up. All black Jag, armor truck in the Supra. Go to the checkpoint while I call myself the crew up. Inside job, got a chick as the hostess. Sneaking around while the motherfucker toasted. Time for the hacking. If we get caught, then it's into the dragon. Armor truck burst through, everybody spazzing. Then the safe open now, everybody grabbing. Go to smoke bomb, God, everybody gasping. Me and the bad bitch blasting, eliminating all these assassins. Called up the Jag, told her hop in the Supra. We rolled off, counting on the loot up. Trunk banging, boot up. Move, bitch, get out the way before I shoot ya. Flipping every car that I shoot up. Demolition man, understand what I do, bruh. Revolutionary opportunists. Who was? Revolutionary opportunists. Who was? Revolutionary opportunists. Back to the hideout. Have to pull the weed and the wine out. Bad bitch, yeah, she had a fine mouth. Give her a cut, I'm out the door. Got a text from my unmarked phone. Encoded code, got the cryptic. Whole bunch of feds on the hit list. Assassin's Creed style, now my killer with the quickness. Vicious, call me Solid Snake in the bushes. Metal Gear on me, dog, ain't scared to pull it. Burst through the ceiling. I came to get the boss of the building. I'm walking in the hall of the buildings. Feel like Batman on the mission. Elites, politicians, y'all the reason why the kids missing. Occupy the Getty, pay attention. Killing hood figures in an instant. They sacrifice it. About to catch a whipping. Never catch me sipping. About to load another clipping. Illuminati dipping as I blow up the building. Don't blame Russia, it's me, little bitches. Sniper rifle blasting every hater from a distance. Packing every bank account and the fucking pension. Cybercrime, I'ma shine in my own dimension. Fuck the metaverse, government and religion. They brainwash through cell phones and television. Hacking every tech in existence. This is the realest, bitches. Revolutionary opportunists. Who was? Revolutionary opportunists. Who was? Revolutionary mind. Revolutionary opportunists. Who was? Revolutionary opportunists. We ain't scared of the government, nigga. Blood is on.
Yo, technical difficulties. I don't know what the fuck happened. It just like cut me out. Like I'm talking about like as soon as the song went off. All right, I think we back now. Too much real you upset the night. Blink if you okay. Oh shit, man. Yeah, man. Like, it had to been I was just going too real. It was just too much. It was too much real you upset the night. Yeah, because I want to blame the heat because it is like 94 degrees and shit. But like at the same time, I was in the basement. I was in the coolest room in the house, and like really, I really don't get no signals down there. So like I decided to come back up to my room and shit, and like turn my fan on. So I'm gonna just motherfucking sweat this shit out like a Mississippi slave and shit. But like it is what it is. We're gonna play another track, or should we just get on to the video? Fuck it, man. Let's get on to the video. Or should I play another track? Man, fuck that, dog. I'm heated. Fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck it. We playing the track.
Fuck the law, we gon' get them all, we gon' kill them all. Fuck the law, we gon' get them all, we gon' kill them all. Fuck the law, we gon' get them all, we gon' kill them all. Fuck the law, we gon' get them all, we gon' kill them all. Let me kick your dog, time to break you off. Hit you with the sword off, take your head off, hit you in the wrong. Hold off to the graveyard, shallow grave them all. Take off to Niagara Falls, hiding from the law. Face off like a mid-cage, gauge with a switchblade. Display your brain and case to the rib cage. Horror shit, like a horror flick. Bet you wanna wish that I won't do all the shit that I wanna spit. Fuck the shit, got a bunch of things on the bucket list. Taking out feds, politicians in the government. Music enemy, your brain, watch it on the public. You will own nothing and be happy, that's some sucker shit. Talk swab, hit it with a bomb. Call me Killer Kong, stab it with a bomb. Fire him up like a sister bomb. Just a bomb, get a big applause from the biggest song. Call a missing dog, coming out of the synagogue. Fuck the law, we gon' get them all, we gon' kill them all. Fuck the law, we gon' get them all, we gon' kill them all. Fuck the law, we gon' get them all, we gon' kill them all. Fuck the law, we gon' get them all, we gon' kill them all. Fuck the law, we gon' get them all, we gon' kill them all. Fuck the law, we gon' get them all, we gon' kill them all. Fuck the law, we gon' get them all, we gon' kill them all. Fuck the law, we gon' get them all, we gon' kill them all. Say the dog, time to pay the cost because I'm a boss. Don't get lost in the fucking songs. Hanging with these laws cause they all undercover laws. Trying to stay the hard, knock you off of your fucking door. Nigga, throw the songs, going hard on the fucking hoe. Fuck, call the tail pro. his fate. Beating Bill Gates with some milk crates. Fuck the deep fake. I'ma destroy the deep state. Confidential files, I'ma put that shit on eBay. Chasing feds down, shoot them all on the freeway. At a speedway, shot a cop beating cheesecake. Fucking clean slate, beat your body with a knee brace. Fucking deep fake, can't wait till they heat fake. No delay, can't wait till the heat spray.
Hell yeah. Had to get that off my motherfucking chest.
A message to the Israeli people, or to the people of Israel, or something like that. Until now, it's by far my most popular video. I think that in that video, I was quite straightforward. I think I was respectful in that video. And in that message, I told you the truth. To the Israeli people, I told you the truth. So let me do it again. Because I think that you very badly need someone to tell you the truth. If more of you had listened, actually, and I did get a lot of positive comments from people who identified themselves as Israelis. But if more of you had listened to the first video, we might be in a very different place today. And you might be in a very different place today. But what has happened has happened. And here we are. And here you are. So let me tell you where you are. First of all, let me tell you what you did. Okay? You took a bucket and you called that bucket Israel. That's what you did. And you filled that bucket with the blood of Palestinians. You filled it with the blood of Lebanese. You filled it with the blood of Syrians, with Iraqis, the blood of Iranians, the blood of Africans, even Afghanis, the blood of Egyptians, obviously. Yes, you filled that bucket with blood. And then you used that blood to start painting on the ground everything that you said was yours. That's what you did. You painted in their blood what you wanted to claim as your territory. But you painted yourselves into a corner. Yes, you did. You have painted yourselves into a very tight corner, and now you're stuck. You painted your way out of having any feasible options. But all the while, Uncle Sam was cheering you on, wasn't he? He was helping you to keep that bucket full, so you'd never run out of blood to paint with. He kept cheering you on, and he kept your bloody bucket full, and he watched you paint yourselves into a corner the whole time.
Hold on.
Yes, Uncle
I'm gonna pause real quick. I noticed right after I hit like 22 viewers, like, you know, like shouts out to all y'all that, you know, like that came in the chat. But it seemed like when it hit 22 people watching, that's when that shit cut off. I saw that number. I saw that shit say 22, you know, and now it just dropped down to 8. But like real shit, people was tuning in. And you're right. Like they don't want this truth coming out. And plus at the end of the day, dog, man, this is public fucking knowledge. All thing motherfucker gotta do is just look it up. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know, like I noticed, yeah, you know, because at the end of the day, I'm just one man. The problem is not me. The problem is my message getting to a whole bunch of people to wake up with me. They don't want y'all hearing this shit and saying the real solution, what we got to do to stop these evil motherfuckers. And that's the revolution. But back to Shahid.
European team, which is the same team, by the way, that threw your people into the gas chambers. It's the same team that exiled you, that ostracized you, that abused you, and that mocked you, and that tormented you and your people for centuries, until they completely tried to annihilate you under the Nazis. That's the same team that's been cheering you on this whole time. That's the team. They've been watching you paint yourselves into a corner with the blood of the people of the region. And you were foolish enough. You know, you were foolish enough, or you were deluded enough, or you had such maybe an inferiority complex about those Europeans and about those Americans, so that you were just desperate for their approval. I don't know why you did what you did. Well, lucky, I don't understand it, but you were fools to do it. You ought to realize that now. You ought to realize that the people who hated you, ever since they even knew about you, they didn't suddenly have a change of heart. No, they hated you then and they hate you now, and they have hated you the whole time while they were watching you and cheering you as you got yourselves trapped into a situation that you can't get out of, because that's the situation that you're in. That's your situation right now. You're in a situation that you cannot get yourselves out of, and that's a fact. There's no viable exit for you now. I mean, think it through. I don't think you are. You know, I told you more than a year ago that they were egging you on to do things that were absolutely and irredeemably destroying your reputation as a people, as a nation. I mean, the damage is irreversible. Tens of thousands of people killed, innocent people, 50,000 By the time that they actually have the real numbers, by the time we know the real numbers, you and I both know it's going to be over 100,000 people that you've murdered. More than that, probably, that you've slaughtered. So you see what they've done. They've turned you from being victims of their Holocaust against you into perpetrators of genocide. Look at that. What makes you think that the perpetrators of the Holocaust are not just trying to retroactively justify their crimes by turning you into genocidal monsters?
Woo! And that sound like what's going on over here. Well, like it sound like what I want. They keep on like pushing us against the wall until we motherfucker just come out being the savages that they said we were. I say, nigga, let's fucking do it. I say, let's fucking do it. Real shit. Extreme times calls for extreme solutions. Like if they want me to be a homicidal, genocidal maniac, I'm going to be a homicidal, genocidal maniac and destroy the evil that has taken over this fucking land. I'm not about to kill my fellow brother. Whether they black or white. We fighting for freedom. I don't give a fuck if you black or white. We had a Bacon's Rebellion before. We can have a Bacon's Rebellion 2 in this bitch. This time, nobody's gonna motherfucking separate motherfuckers from color no more. It's gonna be, nigga, like we all fought together for our freedom, and now we all gonna work together to build this country back up. And it is what it is.
You ought to think more deeply. I mean, do you understand that no one feels sorry for you now? That was your currency before, but no one feels sorry for you now. I mean, they're putting out AI English translations of Hitler on YouTube, and it doesn't get taken down. It gets shared. They've got people who used to say things quietly amongst themselves now saying out loud that Hitler had a point. I mean, he didn't.
If I'm not mistaken, I think Hitler said if black people get rid of religion, they could be able to take their land back. I'm not really sure if he said that, but I think he did. But he got a point. If he said it or didn't say it, whoever said it had a fucking point. We need to let go of this religion.
They did it for a good reason. Imagine. We're not even talking about Holocaust denial anymore. We're talking about Holocaust justification being normalized because of your action.
I ain't talking about no justification. I'm talking about like what he said about religion. Genocide is bad, okay? Genocide is bad. Like on some Mr. Mac for South Park shit.
That's because of nothing but your actions, Israel's actions. It's because of the genocide. It's because of the unhinged, unrestrained, illegal violence that you committed in the region, attacking Syria, attacking Lebanon, attacking Iran, attacking Iraq, attacking Yemen. Your great American and your great European leaders have applauded you and have funded you into damnation. Do you understand me? They have applauded you and they have funded you until you now have become a hideous spectacle of a nation that the whole world despises. And you think that these are your friends. Until now. You think that these are your friends who saved you from the Nazis. Well, they're not doing anything but carrying on what Hitler left off, where Hitler left off. But they just made their approach more sophisticated. You know, Hitler used an axe and they used a scalpel. They've ruined you. I'm surprised that you can't see it. I mean, after more than 600 days of inhuman savagery in Gaza, I mean, inhuman brutality, all of it live streamed. When the most bigoted, the most, neo-Nazi white supremacist, openly Jewish-hating demagogue, after all of that, when he claims that your people are satanic and demonic, well, what's a good-hearted person supposed to say after what we've seen? I said they've turned you from Holocaust victims into genocidal killers in the public mind. All the blood that you're spilling is only whitewashing them of what they did to you for centuries. Can't you see that? You're justifying what they did to you. And because you insisted that Israel and Judaism are one and the same thing, that only ensures that every Jew now is going to bear the shame and bear the blame and bear the ignominy of what Israel has done and what Israel is doing. Oh, they've got you boxed in. And you let them box you in. I mean, look, Iran, let's talk about Iran. Let me tell you about your situation, your Iran situation. First of all, your whole claim, all these decades, your whole rationale for why the United States had to keep giving you money, had to keep giving you weapons, why you were useful to launder American taxpayer money into the military.
Okay. Military. Thank and I start but I won't be surprised it might happen on me. So, I mean,
billions and billions of millions of them that went to your called defense instead of to their own schools, instead of to their own hospitals, their own roads, their own. That everyone wants to go along with that without any complaint was because you were supposed to be in perpetual existential crisis because you were surrounded by hordes of angry Arabs who wanted to drive you into the sea, angry, violent Muslims. So you were constantly under threat. And because, of course, people thought of you as Holocaust victims. So, of course, we have to protect you. The American people have to protect
you. Hey, what about now? It's better now. Better. All right, better up. I'm going to go back like 10 seconds, 20 seconds, and then play up.
Structure. Everyone was that. Any complaint because it was to be extensions.
Well, the mic busted. Salute. Low key in the building. Shouts out to Low key in the building. I ain't seen him. Oh yeah, I forgot my motherfucking phone. Motherfucking die on me. The dude probably did come in. Shouts out to Ellie though. We doing the news about shit, about this Iran shit, and talk about Shaheed Boast. Let me know if y'all hear me in the chat. I hope I'm not borging out. I did just get a phone call.
Who wanted to drive you into the sea, angry, violent Muslims. So you were constantly under threat. And because, of course, people thought of you as Holocaust victims. So, of course, we have to protect you. The American people have to protect you. Even if that really just means protecting defense industry profits. But the rest work because everyone thought, poor little Israel was surrounded and in danger. Okay, Egypt made peace with you. Jordan made peace with you. Turkey made peace with you. The UAE made peace with you. Bahrain made peace with you. Sudan made peace with you. Morocco made peace with you. Now even Saudi Arabia, so that they're willing to make peace with you. Lebanon is willing to make peace with you. Syria is willing to make peace with you. Even Indonesia, the most populous country, so willing to make peace with you.
And my question is, why you want to make peace with genocidal maniacs? Real shit. Why would anybody want to make peace with a genocidal maniac? Fuck that. That motherfucker need to be eradicated.
Hezbollah has been decapitated. And even Hamas is willing to step down. And they're willing to step aside, which means, in practical terms, disarming and disbanding and letting another authority take over Gaza. It's with you.
Yeah. Hashtag regime changes all over the place.
So there's nobody left that you can claim threatens you except for Iran. And now, apparently, you're acting like you want to dismantle even that alleged threat. So no one's
and they bombed nothing. It was a nothing burger.
going to be left now to even justify why anyone needs to protect you anymore. I mean, I know you're trying to resuscitate ISIS in Syria, and you started that dumb little militia in Gaza, that Abu, what's his name? Whatever his name is. Obviously, this isn't going to go anywhere. This is ridiculous. So you think now that you want to war with Iran, you want to go after Iran, which you know you cannot defeat on your own. Your own people have said as much. Your own officials, your own military have said as much. You know that you need Americans. But you understand, America entering the war means regional. And region. I know you don't care about what happens to any other country in the region, but if a regional war kicks off, you better believe that Iran is going to unload everything they have on you. And if you think that America is going to be worried about protecting you in that scenario, you are sorely mistaken. The only thing that America is going to care about protecting, if that happens, is their own bases and their own interests in the Gulf.
Yeah. America going to be like, hey, yo, Israel got bombed again. Did they hit our base? Nah. Okay, well, then they all right. Hey, yo, Israel just got hit again. Hey, yo, did they fuck with any of our troops? Nah, you good. Okay, well, nigga, they all right. Niggas die every day, B. Get back right.
They're going to defend the UAE. They're going to defend Qatar because Iran's them too. I was going to be trying to say, why should they? You don't have oil. You don't control vital shipping routes. What do you have? Your whole economic model is parasitic. And Donald Trump, remember, Donald Trump is transactional. So think that through. The GCC gives billions of dollars. Meanwhile, Israel does nothing but beg for money. No one wants to protect you. If America understand that it will only make things worse for you, not better. Can't you see that? Tel Aviv is going to be flattened. Your port will be vaporized. You know, your natural gas field on fire. Your cities will be demolished. And yes, your people are going to flee. I mean, they're fleeing already. They're fleeing already by their tens of thousands. Some say 100,000 already sailed off on boats and yachts to Cyprus.
Yeah, told you the only people who suffer is the fucking citizens.
They're all escaping. The possibility that maybe they'll be hit by an Iranian rocket. You must be out of your mind if you think that America entering the war and escalating the war is going to be good for you in any way whatsoever. They want to finish you. Don't you understand that? Look, construction in your country, in Israel, has already stopped. It already stopped 600 days ago. When your buildings get damaged, they're staying damaged. Do you understand? Do you have any idea how much more damage Iran can absorb than you can absorb? Their country is 70 times larger than you. 70 times. Their army is at least 4 times larger than you. And their soldiers aren't on TikTok. They're not quitting, refusing to serve. They're not being taken off duty for mental problems. They're not committing suicide. They're not killing themselves. No, it doesn't even matter how much damage America could potentially do to Iran. You cannot sustain a fraction of what Iran can sustain, and that's just a fact. If this goes on for even just 6 months, you're looking at an economic total of $165 billion. That's 35% of your GDP. Double that if it goes on for a year. And it can go on for a year if it's a full-blown war and Iran starts to get replenishments of their artillery from Russia, China, North Korea, whatever. And if they reactivate their proxies, oh yes, it can go on. And yes, the fact of the matter is that your people all have somewhere else to go when things get bad. Iranians don't. You understand? Iranians don't even have to carry out a mass casualty attack in Israel. Just focus on that. All they have to do is land one rocket in one building, and everyone of that building is on a plane to New York, they're on a plane to Paris or to Moscow. They can literally depopulate your whole country just by targeting infrastructure.
That's what I'm talking to. Say, listen up. This is Obama's fault. How about you should have been here before I played this video? The fault is the people that originated that Balfour Declaration and a whole bunch of Zionists and baby hats. But is Obama part of the problem? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie about that because Nixon said every president is gonna fuck with Israel. So Obama is just one of many presidents that fuck with Israel. But Donald Trump, in his actions of neutralizing nothing, he ain't do shit. He hit nothing. It was a nothing burger. Like, I think you got to look that up. But nice try though. Fuck the government.
Because at the end of the day, you're all pampered Westerners, after all. You're not trying to live without Wi-Fi and cappuccinos. You know it and I know it. You're not ready to die for the Zionist cause. I mean, be serious. And then there's the fact that...
And there we go again, that word, that Zionist word. And that's why I tell you, if you want to understand what's going on, look up Albert Pike, World War III. Act, watch the movie Wag the Dog. You know what I'm saying? And look up the origins of Israel.
What do you think happens? If they escalate the war, what do you think happens when American soldiers start dying for you? Listen, Americans don't even want the American soldiers overseas, supposedly dying for their own country. In Iraq, in Afghanistan, wherever else, according to the rationale that they give their soldiers in the soldiers. You notice that they didn't even send their own soldiers to go and fight in Ukraine against their arch enemy, Russia. Firstly, what on earth makes you think that they're even going to be willing to fight and die for you when they don't even want to send their soldiers to go fight and die, supposedly for their own country? in various military engagements around the world. What makes you think that you're not just going to get Ukrained out of existence by your best friend, Uncle Sam? They're willing to fight Russia down to the last Ukrainian. What makes you think that they're not going to be willing to fight Iran all the way down to the last Israeli? Why? You're not reading the room at all. But if the United States does actually escalate and get into the war, and they actually do send their own soldiers, well, how does that play out? Think that through again. Now your country is not only going to be responsible for the blood of Palestinians, for the blood of Arabs, but mothers across the United States are going to hold you responsible for the blood of their sons and daughters. I'm telling you, they're not doing anything but set you up to be hated and disposed of. And you should be able to see it. I'm surprised that you can't, honestly. But maybe you're just...
They can't because they caught up in that goddamn religious shit. Or maybe they do see it and they choose to put their head in the sand. Or maybe a motherfucker is just afraid. Afraid to die. Afraid. Just afraid. Just bad, dog. We need a revolution in this bitch. Fuck the government.
So in love with the people who tormented you and tortured you for centuries that you just can't see it. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, what he just said was Stockholm syndrome. Maybe they got Stockholm syndrome.
It gets worse. Because like I said, your people are going to flee. But also, like I said, you've made the whole world hate you now. So where exactly are they going to go? Now we know that the U.S. Took in Nazi scientists after World War II, so they'll probably...
Holy shit! Did I motherfucking paperclip last? I'm glad Shaheed Boseman brought it up. I haven't watched this video all the way through. I watched maybe like 3 to 5 minutes of it before I start. This gonna be the meat and potatoes of my fucking podcast. I'm gonna give him some history, and then I'm gonna hit him with this shit. This the heavy hitter right here.
What about the rest of you? What about the rank and file? The only way that they can escape is if they completely deny being Israeli. I know most of them are atheists, and they only actually claim their Jewishness, so-called, to gain access to Israel. They won't even want to claim that anymore, believe me. Again, because you insisted that Israel and Judaism are one and the same thing. So that left them with now the only choice that they have is to disavow their Israeliness. In so doing, they're going to have to repudiate their Jewishness. Do you see? Netanyahu, his neocon white supremacist backers are destroying you as a nation, as a people. They're destroying you because they hate you. And they always have hated you, and you know this. There's no way that you don't know this. I mean, you got into bed.
But a motherfucker don't really care. Because just like Ibrahim's cousin, like the president of Burkina Faso, his cousin was like, yo, man, forgive me. They was going to offer me money and power and shit. So I wonder, what is the United States telling Bishop Netanyahu? We'll give you money and power and all that, man. Fuck that. Fuck all that. You're talking to people that hate your fucking guts because motherfuckers is on some motherfucking superiority complex, God complex shit. It's crazy. But motherfuckers is breaking bread with these type of people. It's like, shit, man, you judge by the company you keep. You are the company you keep. That's how I roll. Fuck Israel. Yup, I said it. And fuck those baby hats. And fuck the goddamn Diaz brothers. Except the Diaz brothers in UFC. The motherfuckers some heavy hitters.
With the Christian Zionists. And you and I both know that the Christian Zionists' whole motivation is to see you get slaughtered in their end times Armageddon porn fantasy.
Yeah, yeah. Motherfuckers believe it in that Armageddon fantasy, like the Book of Revelation. Y'all gonna get burnt up in this shit. Motherfuckers crazy with that shit, dog.
The main backers of Zionism back in the day in Europe were the most Jewish hating segments of the power structure. So you know perfectly well. You haven't fooled yourselves. You know perfectly well that they have hated you this whole time. And now you can see where that's gotten you. Trusting and depending on people who hate you. Honestly, this has got to be the most epic series of bad choices in history that you've made. And here's the biggest irony. You know what the biggest irony is? The biggest irony is that the only countries that would still potentially be safe for you are the Muslim countries, the Arab countries. The very countries that you've been saying all this time want to destroy you. Meanwhile, you literally hooked up with the people who have never done anything but tried to destroy you, literally for hundreds of years. But the Muslims and the Arabs were always welcoming. They were always hospitable to you. They always gave you shelter. They always gave you safe haven. And now their countries are the only countries that might be willing to host you again. They're the countries that are going to rebuild Israel after people flee, after your people flee. Think about that. After the war that you think you won so badly. The irony is poetic. Yes, the Arabs and the Muslims are going to be the ones to rebuild. They will fund the reconstruction. They will pump in the investment. And the people who partnered with you in your self-destructive war against the Arabs and against the Muslims, those people are going to be partnering with us in those reconstruction projects. Oh, you're being tricked in every which way. I don't know, honestly, how you can't see it. I mean, don't you see how Trump's own crowd, his own crowd, Steve Bannon and so on, well, they've been not so opening the lid off of that anti-vitriol for the last 600 days. No one's taking the fall for this but you. Do you understand? You're taking the fall. And no one should have seen it coming better than you. You've watched them over the past. You've watched them. You participated with them. Every single time they turned on someone that they committed crimes with. You know what I'm talking about. But you thought that they wouldn't do it to you for some reason. When they have the absolutely longest record of hating your people. You know, they did it to Saddam. They did it to Noriega. They did it to Mobutu. They did it to the Shah. They did it to Mubarak, to the Contras. I mean, on and on and on. But you thought they really...
I mentioned Contra and I mentioned the Panama Canal in my last one. Shit, fuck it. Let's add Pablo Escobar to the list. Fuck it.
Loved you. Is that it? You thought they really loved you. You thought that they really loved you with all of their Nazi scientists, their KKK, and their dream of end times Jewish annihilation. You thought they loved you. You thought they'd never turn on you. Well, I mean, tell me, did you really think that when they were spreading all of that propaganda about how powerful AIPAC is, and about how much Jews control the media, and how much the Jews control finance, and how you supposedly run the world, and what have you? Are you telling me that you all thought that that was flattery? Complimentary? Did you think it was all pillow talk? No, they were setting you up to take the blame for everything that they used you to do. For all the crimes that they commissioned for you to commit on their behalf. You understand? Oh, they're going to sell you down the river, just like they've done to every other accomplice that they ever duped to commit heinous crimes on their behalf. The same as what you've done. That's what your whole country's history has been. But maybe you thought it was going to be different with you because you're Western, because you're white, because you're European, or what have you. But I mean, open your eyes. So are the Ukrainians. I mean, in fact, if you're looking properly, you can see very clearly that America has already thrown the entirety of Europe under the bus. They don't care. I mean, at least the Europeans are starting to get some level of cognizance to recognize, to one extent or another anyway, even if it's after like 3 years of very obvious American-European divorce proceedings. The Europeans are starting to understand that there's America and there's the rest of the world, and that's it. But you still think that these people are your friends. And now you're begging for the U.S. to enter your war with Iran. But trust me, that's the absolute last thing that you need to have happen. You know, you're so used to the idea that escalation is always to your advantage. That's not the case anymore. That's not. If there is escalation, it just brings you even faster to devastation. Like I said, what on earth do you have to protect? Think about it, honestly. What is there to protect when you know how the real game works in 2025? I mean, clearly you don't know how it works, so let me tell you. I mean, here's the calculation. A war-torn Israel is at least twice as attractive to investors than Israel intact. Come on, you know this. You know how investors see a war-torn Israel, how they see any war-torn country. They see opportunity. They don't see tragedy.
Yep, I see a land full of smart cities. I see a whole bunch of vacant lots in amusement parks.
They don't see collapse. They see opportunity because that's what it is for them. On a state like Israel, hard, gets hit fast, gets hit on multiple fronts. What you get isn't just the rubble. You get a liquidation event. You get distressed assets. You get regulatory suspension by the government. You get panic sale. You get state desperation. You get privatization writ large. That's a war dividend. Before the war, Israel was expensive. Bloated asset prices. You had real estate in Tel Aviv was like the same as Manhattan. The tech sector was overheated. Regulation was heavy. Civil resistance was loud. You couldn't touch most of the markets unless you were already embedded in those markets or you were overpaying to participate in those markets. But after the war, everything flips. Property values plummet. Owners liquidate. The government fast tracks permits. You know, permits that would normally take years. Zoning laws vanish under emergency conditions. Nobody's going to let exploitation because it's reconstruction. Even better, the state needs you. You understand? The state needs you. Israel's going to hemorrhage public funds to rebuild. But of course, they can't foot the bill. They don't have that kind of money. They spend too much. So it sells their future off in bonds, in land, in long-term infrastructure deals.
There's so many motherfucking words. That motherfucker sold out his own motherfucking people. I don't think he cared if his people die, his staff die, his army die, long as the motherfucking land gets liquidated and built and he can be somewhere on top. He don't give a fuck. These are evil people that run these motherfucking worlds. I don't think man, fuck this shit. Like I said, like the only people that suffer is the people, the fucking citizens, man. Hashtag fuck the government and fuck Israel.
And who do you think has that kind of cash to buy all of that? Again, think it through, because it gets worse. Foreign capital, especially from the GCC, especially from the Gulf, is going to flood you. Not for solidarity, not for peace, but because devastation lowers resistance, and out of money, out of ownership, out of residence, you know, in peace, gentrification gets protested, but in war, it's welcomed as salvation. Every Israeli by 2030 is going to be telling his new Arab landlord and his new...
He said 2030. Never forget about the 2030 agenda. I want y'all to look that up too. Never forget about the 2030 agenda. Never forget about that. I got my eye on that shit too.
Investors, you know, I was a peacenik back in the day. I was against the genocide. I protested Netanyahu. I'm an anti-Zionist. That's what you're going to be saying in 5-10 years. So when you think about how much more attractive Israel is for investors after war, now think about whether America escalate. Put it this way: if pre-war Israel intact scores a 3 out of 10 on the return on investment risk-reward scale for cold capital, post-war it jumps to 8 or 9, because now you're not competing with legacy oligarchs anymore. They all left on their yachts. You watched them go. You're not going to be stuck in bureaucratic paralysis, because you're the solution. You're the savior. You're the savior investor, angel investor, and the very people that you hyped up as your mortal enemies going to be taking over with the help of the very people who promised to protect you against those same people. Welcome to Reconstruction. It's de-Zionization on an industrial scale. Now, you aren't doing anything when you escalate this war, but accelerate the end of your own colonial project. You should be able to see that. No one's worried on our end. I mean, do you have any idea how much richer our countries are going to get as a result of your delusions of genocidal grandeur? Oh, and yes, it's going to be our money. Not loans, not gifts, not aid from the states, our money, our land, our dominion, our sovereignty. You know that saying, your Judeo-Christian friends, attributed to Jesus, in the Bible, the meek shall inherit the earth, they say. Well, the more accurate translation of the word meek is those who are gentle, who are humble, and who are disciplined in strength. Those who do not assert themselves through violence. That's what meek means here.
Woo.
So the right way to say that passage in the Gospels: blessed are those who are patient, blessed are those who are humble, with power under restraint, for the land will be theirs. That's what it said. I know you don't believe any aspect of the Christian side of the Judeo-Christian equation, but that's fine. The Torah says the same thing. It says that those who are not arrogant shall inherit the land. They shall inherit the land, and they shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace. Or as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has promised to those among you who believe.
Well, Hurricane Sunday Hood Service, Austin 316 said, I just whooped your ass. And Hurricane 219 says, the revolutionaries shall inherit the earth. Hurricane Sunday Hood Service.
Deeds, that he will surely grant them succession in the land. So it doesn't matter which book you want to look at, which book you believe in. You and I both know that none of these refer to you, none of these refer to the Americans, and none of these verses refer to the Westerners. No.
Yeah, exactly. And that's another thing. Like, they need to quit comparing the Bible to their lives. Like, we are living in a modern age. We are not living in the biblical age. So let that shit the fuck do.
There's only one nation that fits that description, and you know it and I know it. There's only one nation that is right now seeing that play out in the region. And you and I both know that it's the Muslims. And what you need to understand is that this is going to happen with or without a war with Iran. It's going to happen with or without escalation. It's going to happen with or without America entering the war. Because this is just the trajectory. This is the way it's going.
Yeah, so, it's called following patterns. You don't got to see the future to see a nigga's downfall. All you got to do is look at the patterns that the motherfucker keep following. You see the nigga's first 8 steps. And you see the fucking pattern. By the time it gets to 9, you know exactly how he's gonna step, and you could be able to judo kick a motherfucker off a platform. You know, that was a fucked up analogy. But if you see a motherfucker's pattern, you would know where he's going in the future. You know what I'm saying?
You can either do it the easy way or the hard way.
The choice is yours. You can do the easy way or the hard way, Tom.
So really your options. You're choosing to do it the hard way, but that's going to result in a much harder outcome for you. It's not going to result in a harder outcome for us. The easy way gives you a much more softer landing. Doing it the hard way, well, it's going to be a harder landing.
And that was Shaheed Bosun. And this is the Fuck the Government podcast.
Keys of the land. Gotta take back on the key to the land. Gotta take back on the key to the land. Gotta take back on the key to the land. This for my motherfucking G's of the land. Gotta take back on the key to the land. Gotta take back on the key to the land. Gotta take back on the key to the land. Put the motherfucking G's in the bag. When my homeboy get the keys to the lab. I got everything they believe in the jab. Board overseas with the weed in the bag. How the fucking guns and the keys in the dash. Try to cock how you got a pee in the bag. Saw a boy leader put the beam on his ass. Now I got a way put the feed on the gas. Going faster than flash, speed on your ass. On the front line, I'ma lead with the mag. When they give a bed, I'ma kill all the gas. Automatic rivers is the building with pass. Jack like Pom Pom, real Kevin Nash. True intellect like real Mr. Glass. Formulated plan, I'ma kill all their plans. When they give a bed in the leads ever had. Lead reparations every need us a man. Can't get that, gon' bleed on the land. Revolutionary, I'm a G on the land. So negotiated, we don't need no demands. We're gonna take it back, PG in the van. Blowing up shit, boom, boom on the land. Green coat, coming Dr. Doom on the land. Super guy hand, tell you all in the sand. Everybody run when I pull up the hand. World military, they ain't gonna last. I'ma hit them all with a blast from the past. Do it so fast like I'm taking out the trash. Fuck Carl Schwab, put his ass in the bag. Fuck Bill Gates, put his ass in the bag. Fuck Dr. Fauci, put his ass in the bag. Fuck Donald Trump, put his ass in the bag. Keys of the land. Gotta take back all the keys to the land. Gotta take back all the keys to the land. Gotta take back all the keys to the land. This for my motherfucking G's of the land. Gotta take back all the keys to the land. Gotta take back all the keys to the land. Gotta take back all the keys to the land. This for my motherfucking G's of the land. Gotta take back all the keys to the land. Gotta take back all the keys to the land. Gotta take back all the keys to the land. Let's go.
Hey, real talk. I can see the future sometimes too. We can't tell that shit to everybody because everybody gonna think me crazy. But everything always plays out the way I see it. Everything always plays out. It happens like within like 2 to 5 years. You know what I'm saying? You know, but yeah, sometimes I do. And that's because we are in tune with ourselves. We do the meditation, we do the inner work, the shadow work. We ain't trying to unlock that ability. It just fucking happens. But like shit, nigga, we all got it. And on the simplest way to motherfucking time travel back in time is just close your eyes and think about a fucking memory. Fuck the speed of light. We are the speed of thought. But shouts out to everybody coming through. Y'all the truth. I'm about to get up out of here and work on some music. Got some new music coming through. Got some new music coming through. You know how the revolutionary be. You know what I'm saying? I think I might do some rock. So, you know, so some rock and roll. Like y'all kind of heard on the Kick in the Dough track, it got a little rock vibe to it. But now I'm about to try to get another rock vibe. Not on no Lil Wayne shit, though. Fuck all that. No, not on no Lil Wayne shit. Okay? Not on no Lil Wayne shit. Y'all know I'm a lyricist, right? So, but like, it's gonna be a cool rock beat. Phenom Rogue One Productions. Shout out, you know, for sure. Just shout out to everybody. Hope everybody have a great Monday evening or afternoon if it's still afternoon. Shouts out to everybody in the chat. Y'all the truth. Y'all are the truth. Shout out to Ellie. Shouts out to Note. Shouts out to Wraith. Yo, no, 8th, really low key. Shouts out to the lovely Crystal. Shouts out to Texas. Shouts out to Mike Dollar, the bad guy. Shouts out to Brian Dunn. Oh, what was his name? Brandon Dunn? Yeah, no, Brian Dunn. Yep. Yeah, shout out to Texas. Yep. Shouts out to Adman 136. Yep, make sure y'all subscribe to everybody because everybody got good channels. Everybody giving that knowledge. Shouts out to Brother Nasir, the Enemy's Public all day. You already know what it is. You already know what it is. Shouts out to Dre Cobb's music. Shouts out to Big Dog Philly OG and everybody else that came through. You know, just on a watching the chat. Shouts out to the people in the bushes. You know what I'm saying? And hashtag fuck the government. And we say fuck the government because they killing us through the food, through the water, through the air, through disease. If you don't believe me, fluoride in the water, look it up. GMOs in the food, look it up. The shit that I can't spell coming out those chemtrails, look it up. And the CDC is making the diseases to kill you. And fuck the government. And fuck the elites, fuck the WEF, fuck the UN, and fuck all those motherfuckers that's trying to go against us and kill us. So, with that being said, we out. This the Fuck the Government podcast.